Hello, Red Wave. Welcome to Boyer Bulldogs podcast. My name's Caleb Nail. Today we're talking Fresno State baseball. Joining me, the other Caleb, the only other white Caleb I know.
There's got to be a lot more white Calebs out there. There's more white Calebs than any other.
The only other white Caleb with C.
There's no Calebs of color out there, is there? There's not a lot of Calebs, is there?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yes. My brother, I guess. My brother's, part Mexican, German. So, yeah, he's a Caleb, but he spells his with a K.
All of my friends that were named Caleb before I met Caleb Pletz and they spelled Caleb with a C, were African American before I met Caleb Pletz. The only other Caleb I know spells it with a K, and that doesn't count.
Well, I don't know how you can say it doesn't count. You may not like it, but it counts.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I don't like it. Well, and the other person, that's here with us, Jake Saldate from Hit.Or.Die. Watch Your Lips. He's here with us.
Thank you,
Jake. Thank you for joining us.
I thought the last time it was like, that's over. No more of this guy.
Yeah, we're giving you one more chance. Right? We believe in a second chance.
I might need a few more than second chance.
Caleb, how are you doing, man?
I'm good. I am glad to be here and glad we talked some baseball. We got Fresno State basketball out of our system a little bit, but stay tuned for our full season recap. I still haven't recorded that, but we are on to baseball.
I do got to say, you guys are doing a bracket challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
did you get in?
It's not closed yet, is it?
No.
Okay, yeah, I'll get in it because Watch Your Lips does one, so we just did it today.
Oh, perfect.
Blind. I don't know anything about any of the teams' ranks. I don't know what seeds are who. I actually did pretty well last year, knowing none of it. I watched less than a minute and a half of college basketball this year. And I counted up all the times I changed through a channel. I just kept going. So that's probably a total of, 2 minutes is being nice. Not that I hate it or anything. I'll watch the tournament, but. So get in lips after go do a lips bracket too.
Definitely. We'll do it.
Perfect. You can find our bracket challenge. It's called Beware of Bulldogs. And the password is Go Dogs, all lowercase, one word. That's Go Dogs, all lowercase, one word.
And this is through ESPN. Good to put that out there.
Yes. Thank you.
So who'd you pick? Who you going? Who's your who's winning the whole thing?
Well, so we're allowing 2 brackets, and I believe I went Texas and UConn, I think.
2 brackets?
Yeah.
Oh, just one, bro.
Like I said, we believe in second chances here.
You're too nice. And I'm nice. Chad always says I'm way too nice. You're too nice.
I got Gonzaga winning over Marquette.
So I had Marquette in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I picked Kansas.
Okay. Perennial power. That's probably a safe pick.
Yeah, but I have no idea. Are they overrated? I don't know. Jeff told me after, he's like, do you know they just got smoked by Texas, right? And I said, Jeff, do you know who you're talking to? No, I don't.
Texas, who's being coached by former Fresno State coach Ronnie Terry.
I did see that. And he said that they're playing pretty well right now, so good for them.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk baseball, but before we even do that, after basketball, we're going to talk a little bit of football, and then we'll get into the meat of it with baseball. The quick news when it comes to football is Jackson Moore released a 2-deep, projected 2-deep. He's at practice and doing things. I would love to be there, but I can't. I don't get paid to go to practice yet. So whenever you guys are willing to donate, Jake, if you want me to go to practice, let me know. On the 2-deep, Maurice Norris is playing safety. He was playing linebacker last year. He's playing safety. Caleb, how do you feel about Maurice Norris moving to safety? Or at least taking reps at safety?
Yeah, I think it makes a ton of sense, especially with, Justin Houston has been around kind of at the nickel area for, last season and a half, I think, and has been a good player there. And Norris is a really good player, and just with how much Fresno State lost at safety, with Williams and LJ Early graduating and Elijah Gates, right? Those two graduating.
Yep.
I mean, there's plenty of holes there. I'm not super confident in Stephen Comstock. I mean, I just don't think he is quick enough to get the job done. So, Dean Clark coming in, really excited about him. He took Evan Williams' number, so that's awesome. I think he's got to be
He's
my
your
new
new
favorite
guy.
player. No, he
Yep.
is my new favorite player. And I mean, Norris should slide right in. I think he's athletic enough to do that job. So yeah, looking to see how it develops.
I'm gonna take a different guy. Lavelle Bailey's my guy this year, man.
Oh
Lavelle
yeah.
Bailey is a stud. Jake, you want to jump in on this? You want to keep going to
No,
baseball?
no, you guys are killing it. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm not up to date on the football stuff. It is
that's why-
baseball season. So for me, it's, but I like it. I mean, you guys are like, keep going, please.
Perfect. We're teaching you right now what's going on.
Yeah, I'm learning.
You're learning.
I'm like a listener right now.
Last thing, we'll keep it short, Jake. Quarterbacks: Logan Fife, Jalen Henderson are splitting first and second team reps, and Mikey Keene is being mixed in. So we were thinking this was going to happen. It is happening. Caleb, you and I talked about it's Logan Fife's job to lose because he was the number one backup last year. He got the start. So, we hear he's splitting time with Henderson. Keene's being thrown in there. Thoughts?
And yeah, I mean, it seems like Fife is kind of stepping up in leadership role, at least from what I've seen on like social media and and kind of picking up some leadership and off season workouts, like just seeing some videos of who's kind of leading workouts and whatnot. So I mean, I think he wants it, and he's certainly doing what he can to try to differentiate. Because from what we've seen from Jalen Henderson, I mean, he's hasn't really ever been the vocal type of guy in the huddle, at least from what we can tell from the outside as fans. So it seems like Fife is kind of stepping up and trying to be that leader, and I mean that might be what is the differentiator between him and the other two guys. If he's actually commanding the huddle, commanding the offense, and getting the respect from the rest of the offense. So yeah, I think that's an interesting development to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what
All right,
about
that's it for football?
No, I think
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's an interesting topic just because you also lost a lot of guys. So who's gonna gel well with who's there now? Like, there's other guys that have been waiting their turn on the offense, and now that Cropper and some of these offensive weapons are gone, Mims, and like maybe it's a different vibe with Henderson. I know a lot of people wanted to see him last year. I don't know how you guys felt about that. I mean, you read it all. Like, we talked about it on the Twitter Spaces. A lot of people were ready to move on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Henderson's upside is really appealing to a lot of people. So he's long, really he's quick, and you think like, okay, if he could actually put it together, like this could be a really dangerous quarterback. But then we've also seen him be not super accurate passing, and maybe not being as confident as he might need to be in the pocket. And so kind of seeing those negatives too, it's like, I don't know if this guy's ready for it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would you say Fife? I mean, Fife obviously being the guy last year when Haener was out. I mean, I guess it's safe to, if you had to make a decision right now, to assume he's going to be the guy. So I guess it's how long is his leash?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think we haven't really seen flash from Fife. He's, I guess, I hate to put this label on someone, but like he is kind of like game managery. I mean, that's just kind of what he is. Like, I think he'll do an admirable job. He'll play hard. He'll do his best to be a leader. But I mean, I don't know if he has like that it factor to be like a dominant quarterback.
Like Jimmy G? Maybe.
It's funny you say that because like literally as I was saying that, I was like, yeah, just kind of like Jimmy G was in my head. I was like, yeah, he'll be a good game manager for him.
Hey, I'm gonna give it to Fife though. He can run. The dude can move. So if they put in some RPO stuff, I mean, I could see him making some flashes. And I there was a couple plays last year where he did that. So
well, I think Coach Tedford's not rolling with a guy he doesn't trust, one, and doesn't think's capable, two. So I'm not saying Five's not capable or anything like that. And I'm the last person to say otherwise anyway. So I'm just saying like it's a new offense essentially in certain skill positions. Um, one guy may adapt better. And then just the fact that, Henderson's a little more mobile, just another guy to account for. I always, in the way the offenses seem to be moving, uh, could be interesting to see.
Right. And the other question that I have is new offensive coordinator. How do things go there? Well, all the quarterbacks are starting over with a new offensive coordinator. Yeah, probably Tedford's got his fingers all over that playbook, and he is the quarterback whisperer. But you also have to do a lot of work with the OC. So what's going on there? That's one of my big questions too. Anything else for football?
I think that's about it for now. I mean, we're still pretty early on in spring practice. I think they've had today was third official practice, so I think they have 15 total, so they have 12 more, and culminating at the spring game. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the spring game. Hopefully, we can get some more answers out of what we can actually expect in terms of personnel on the field. I know that they usually don't show a lot because that's out there for everyone. So, but we have plenty to talk about and speculate, and we will continue to make baseball season still be football talk time. That's for sure.
You have to. I mean, you guys have
You
to.
do.
Again, I told you, we're too lazy to cover it all. Like even baseball sometimes is like enough already.
Dude, 162 games, that is a lot.
Yeah, well, and it's like, we do some of the high school stuff around here in the area.
Right.
We talk a little JUCO. I think this year we're going to try to focus a little more on the dogs. And obviously we'll hit the baseball stuff. This World Baseball Classic's been awesome. I just love it. It's more of a playoff baseball vibe. You just guys see playing a little differently. And you're playing for country, and I think the United States got humbled a little bit last night by Mexico, which was
I wanted to ask you about that.
ask
before we
away,
get
my
into
friend.
it. Okay, what's up with our pitching?
It wasn't good last
I
night.
It wasn't good, but also our fielding was. McNeil had 2 drops.
Yeah.
Arenado had a bobble. What's going on?
Yeah, it's just baseball, man. Those things. I mean, those plays. I mean, I think we take for granted that they're big leaguers because they make everything look so easy. It's like a professional golfer, right? Like these guys are ridiculous. They make it look so easy, and I just want to punch them in the face. Arenado makes that play 9 times out of 10. It was just that 10th time he didn't get out of his glove cleanly. McNeil, that they were shifted on that one play that he bobbled. That's a tough play. I mean, that's a tough ball for Goldschmidt to dig out too. The one thing that I was kind of curious to hear why Trey Turner hasn't been involved in the lineup or playing defense. Not that McNeil's not a guy, but I mean, Turner's so versatile. Like he could have played second base. Jesus, Trout just got into another one. I'm watching the game as we're talking. It was just, hey, that's baseball though. Last night, like they just got beat. Like Vanessa's had a night and just start the game with a big 2-run shot to go and hit I think he had a double after that, and then a 3-run shot. Like you tip your cap and move on.
Had a night too.
Yeah. I mean, you tip your cap after a game like that. You move on to the night and you do what you're doing. This is how you bounce back. You respond by scoring 12 runs in 3 innings, 2 2/3 actually.
Canada right now.
It doesn't matter. Canada who? Who? Canada who? Freddie Freeman who?
Yeah.
And I'm a Braves fan, and it's to see him in a Canadian uniform is a little weird. To see Austin Barnes in Team Mexico uniform was even weirder. I don't know a lot of Austin's Barnes named that are Mexican guys,
That's rare.
But, people think I'm Italian. I'm Hispanic, dude. I used to get it all the time. My name would get butchered. Really? Oh yeah.
Okay. I had no idea you were Hispanic until you told me on the phone the other day.
So you've got about a year thinking what? Just like
I don't look at race.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I mean, if you're a white Caleb with the C in front of it, then yes, because I don't see many of those, like I said earlier. But other than that, I see people and friends, just friends. Friends are friends.
Hey, I love it. I wish the entire world was that way.
Me too.
What have you taken away
Okay.
from the WBC so far? Have you guys been watching it at all?
No.
Okay.
Didn't even know it was happening.
Answer it anyways.
I've watched a couple games. You know, I thought the Netherlands would be doing better.
Why? Who do they have?
Well, the one game I watched, everybody was hyping them up, and they
okay.
won, didn't they? And then I watched some highlights, and they looked really crappy. I'm like, oh, okay, well, they had guys I didn't know played baseball. I didn't know the Netherlands played baseball.
No, I mean
guess that's
this.
been
Well, that's what I kind of chuckled. No, I mean it's, but like Canada yesterday, I think scored 18 runs. You know, and they're getting their ass kicked right now. So it's just baseball's a different game. Some of these jerseys have been a little different, and nobody has the same like manufacturer. I've seen Adidas, I've seen Nike, Under Armour, like 3 or 4 brands I've never seen in my life. And it's interesting to see who plays where, who's decided to play on, certain teams. But it's different. I just like it because of the, you're playing for country. So these guys are playing with a little different edge. It has that playoff type baseball feel to it. So it's what I enjoy about it.
That's, MLB should take a page from this. Every game should matter, right?
And listen, they
like
do.
that.
It's hard though. Dude, I mean, that's a grind.
Yeah, you play 162 games.
And not only that, you're doing it coast to coast. Like there was a stretch last year. I don't know if we talked about it, but towards the end of the season, Judge was getting closer and closer to the record. And they went from like Toronto to Texas to somewhere else in the Midwest to California for like 6 games, then back to the East Coast with a total of like 2 days off. And I'm just thinking, like, how wrecked are you? Like to try to get accustomed to that, man. Oh man, it's not just going out there and hitting a ball or playing catch or whatever. It's a grind for these guys.
Oh, I bet. And since we're changing baseball, I say let's break it all down. Let's start from the ground up, and we're gonna play 60 games now.
Are you a Dodger fan? Is that what it is? You like the Dodgers?
No, I don't.
Okay, because I was gonna hang up and just leave. No, I'm kidding. I have some of my best friends are Dodger fans, but that's the running joke, right? Is that what you're saying? You're talking shit, is what you're doing.
No.
Do you believe this guy? Is this
see, Jake? That's how oblivious we are about baseball. Is whatever joke you think Caleb made,
he was dead serious. He has no idea what happened. I'm speaking Greek right now, is what it is.
Exactly. Yes.
So here's what happened, Caleb. Nail. In 2020, COVID season started late, and the MLB played 60-game regular season.
Yes, I know. And the Dodgers won. There's an asterisk next to their.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Dude, I listened to your podcast.
Chad said it then. I didn't say it. What, are you a Giants fan? Do you have a baseball team?
If I'm going to pick, I'm going to pick the Giants.
So the answer is no. Okay. So you don't have a football team, or you just like the Bulldogs?
I love sports.
But you have no team that you cheer for other than the Bulldogs? MLS?
Yeah, no, I don't watch MLS.
But you were talking about getting into soccer.
USA. I love USA soccer. And I'm part Croatian, so I gotta cheer.
Okay.
I cheer for Croatia, but I don't cheer for Croatia, and I don't go as far to where I'm gonna ditch the USA and go play for them. Freddie Freeman. I'm just gonna.
That really bothers you because you said that before we started. I'm gonna throw you under the bus. Is it just Freddie Freeman that bothers you? Because there's other guys, like I said. Rowdy Tellez played for Team Mexico. He's from Sacramento, Elk Grove. At least that's where he went to school. I'm just saying.
Are there any local or Fresno State guys that are playing in the World Baseball Classic right now?
I don't believe so, no. Okay. They're all there. I think you've got Dylan Lee and Luplo in Florida with the Braves. Okay.
Judge and Wins.
Judge there. Well, Wins is with the Giants in Scottsdale. Judge there in Tampa. I mean, Brock Jones is not a Fresno State guy, but he's a local guy
Local kid.
with
Yeah.
also near Tampa with the Rays. There's a Taylor Ward. Those guys are in Arizona too. I don't think any of the Dogs guys. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't. Lambert, I think, with the White Sox as a pitcher. I don't think I don't think any of them are.
Oh, see, that's why we're not watching.
Yeah.
It's a horrible excuse. You know more about spring football than you do about baseball right now. And I'm going to let it slide. I'm going to quiz you next week. I'm going to call you.
Okay.
See this.
I mean,
Lutz is wearing that with pride.
the baseball team that we follow the most is Fresno State baseball. So
that's
yeah.
Then well, that's fine. That's good.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if he had a baseball team. So don't give me shit for liking the Braves. And yes, it was because they were on TBS. Platz, you're right. Okay. But my neighbor was also, his parents were from, or his dad, or I think his father was from Atlanta, and that was their team. So when I would go over there, that's what was on. And, for a handful of years, that's all baseball we watched was the Braves. Plus Terry Pendleton was there. He's a dog, one of my favorite players. So yeah.
I mean, I'm married into family of the Braves. So if I'm going to pick a team, I really got to consider the Braves. So
you choose your words very carefully. It's very.
I'm not wrong. Did I say anything wrong?
Just have a team. Have the right team. Okay, have the right team. All right.
Oh, fine. Dodgers. Okay. Now we'll end with that, and we'll move into Fresno State baseball. How's that?
Yeah, let's go. Sorry.
All right. So, no, you're good. I just want to make sure that I get you heated now that we're getting into the meat of it. Dogs finished their series with Nevada. They go 2-1. Day 1 got rained out. Day 2, we played a doubleheader, and it was the 2 aces on the mound with Eshawn Henderson for us starting, and then was it Cade Morris for Nevada? He's a local guy too. Is that right?
You know what? Somebody said that.
Yeah, I think I heard Leffler say that he's a Turlock guy.
Yeah, Turlock guy. I'd heard that. Yeah.
And did I also hear that all baseball? How many is there? 30 baseball teams
in MLB?
MLB?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Were there? I think there were scouts there from each team to watch this game. Did I hear that correctly?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised though. I mean, Eshawn's a junior year, and after the season he had last year, I wouldn't be surprised if more guys are going to be out there.
Yeah, and I know the pitcher for Nevada that was Cade. He's being scouted as well. So
anytime you have aces, you're going to see a lot of guys Friday nights. Right. I mean, throughout the year, it'll change. Obviously, guys want to see how the season goes. And weather, it's still a little early. Weather's kind of played a little spoiler. It's hard. I think it's hard for teams, especially a team like the Dogs, to get consistency. Right? Baseball is hard enough already when you're playing every other day, or you're sitting for 3 or 4 days, and then it's a doubleheader day, or there's days where you got those doubleheaders and you're platooning guys, and it's just hard to get in a rhythm. And I think the weather, not to make an excuse, it's just another challenge that they don't expect they just don't know what the weather is going to do. I mean, we were told I didn't think they were going to get any games in this weekend. So for them to get the series complete, it was a surprise, I think, to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Eshawn went 5 innings, held Nevada scoreless, and the Dogs scored. By the 4th inning, we had 5 runs. We scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and then 2 in the fourth. So we were up 5-0. And Cade Morris went 5 innings, and then they sat him. And Eshawn went 5 2/3, and they sat him. And then Zach Statzer came in and got a ground out. And then Jack Anchor came in for a 3-inning save.
I mean,
So-
they've had Jack pretty busy so far to start the year, which has been nice being a freshman, a local kid. I've actually had the chance to talk to him a couple times. Been a very, very nice kid. Like, just I'm excited to see the future. There's some young kids there right now, and then what they have coming in. But he's been big for them just to start the year.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I think came on in relief like pretty much every Friday game, or at least every Eshawn start. I mean, he's been that, the next guy out of the
Well, and
pen.
it's not his first like long relief appearance. It's not, an inning and next guy up. He's chewed up, 2 to 3 innings. I think in Arizona he had one where he went 4. And that
Yeah.
might have been game 2 against or maybe Michigan. I don't remember. I think it was Michigan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the game we won, I want to say.
Was Arizona or Michigan? No, they lost to Michigan State and Michigan.
We beat Zona.
They beat Arizona. It was one of those games. He had a decent, 3-4 inning stretch there relief. So, obviously Ovi trust him out of the bullpen, and I mean that's big, especially for a kid out of high school who did nothing but start.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this game finished 6-3. We did leave 8 on, and that's kind of been the story with this team early on. We've left a lot of guys on base. I mean, I'll take 6 runs, but there's been a couple games where we're leaving guys on.
yeah, the offense is, it's been a little slow start. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know how electric the offense is going to be. I just don't know enough about some of the guys, but I've seen a couple practices. I've seen a couple inter squads, and then I've been to, about 3 games so far. And, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. The only big explosion they had was, was it Omaha here? That third game where they scored like 13 runs. That's been the biggest, pouring of offense that they've had. And I think with the pitching they have, they're not going to have to score a ton of runs. They're bringing back again a lot of innings, and they've got some experience in the starting role for Saturdays and Friday night with Eshawn and Dixon. And I don't know how much Nico's been on the hill yet. He's been really good for them offensively, especially as of late. But I don't. I've been kind of concerned from the get-go of what is this offense going to be, and that puts a lot of pressure on the pitching staff, especially down the stretch. So we'll see. But, at some point, Ovi's going to know what his offense is and what they're capable of, and when he needs to manufacture runs, whether it be bunting guys or just getting guys in motion. Every run matters, and especially in league play, and they're all going to be tight, coming through the Mountain West. So some big series coming up.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it was big to get 2 conference wins here. Got to win these conference series.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially at home too. Like, take advantage of being at home. Those guys traveled. They have essentially an off day Friday. Like, yeah, you gotta, and playing double headers. It was cold. Like, it's, just taking advantage of being at home. And I think this weekend again is just as big a series. They're all big. I mean, really, be nice to get a couple sweeps in there.
Yeah. I mean, going into this game, we're 0-2 in the Mountain West. So now we're 2-3. That's a big difference than if it would have gone.
Yeah, and San Jose State's, no slouch.
No, they have a good team. So some quick stats for offensively. You mentioned Nico Mitchell. He went 1 for 5 with 3 strikeouts, but he did have 2 ribbies and a triple. Sammy Augustine was DHing. He went 3 for 4 with 2 runs, and Peyton Allen went 2 for 4 with 3 ribbies. So there's some offense there.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a good little hitter, and I think it's they're going to get it going once. I guess what was meant with the weather and being consistent. Once these guys are finally in that Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it gets a little more routine. It's not, are we playing today? Are we playing today? Are we going to be able to practice on the field today? Like it's hard to get in again a rhythm, get in a groove, get comfortable in the box. That's all going to come the next couple weeks as it starts to warm up and the weather kind of pushes through. I think you'll see some guys start to find it a little more and get a little more consistent, and we'll see what Obi can do with the lineup or what he does, handles the pitching rotation and so on. Like, they're still feeling some things out, I think, right now. But I mean, this weekend, New Mexico's 2-1, so it's a big series to try to gain some ground. I think San Jose State's still undefeated, so like you said, they're all big, but when you're playing teams ahead of you or a couple more wins than you, that's even more of a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Caleb, anything on game one?
No, I think that's just about covered it. Yeah, and Jake, talking about hard to find a rhythm. I mean, the second game we had a like lightning or tornado delay somewhere in that game. That was
like a half-hour delay.
Yeah, and so I mean that's got to be that's got to be tough on the pitching staff to stay warm or stay ready when they don't really know when that's coming back. I mean they put the tarps on on the mound, I think, and even on the infield, so that's got to be tough.
Yeah, have you seen them?
Adjust
Have you
to.
seen them put it on too? Have you seen like how hard it is to put that thing on?
No,
it takes the whole team. It's pretty. I got to watch them the last time, and it was pretty funny. Like, it's every guy rolling it. That thing's big and it's heavy. It's a pain in the ass, basically. No, I'm sure these guys are 100% ready for the weather to move on.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, game two, Fresno State goes down 5-2. I mean, it really wasn't a terrible outing from Dixon. I mean, the first real 4 innings, 5 innings, he was cruising, and then once we got to the 6th inning, I mean, he got hit up a little bit, and gave up 4 runs in that inning, and then they had to go to the pin. So, I mean, what do you make there? Is that should he have been pulled after 5 and just or I don't know what's your baseball opinion there, Jake, on
Dixon's also a guy he's earned his innings. He's been around for a bit. He's been really pretty good throughout his first few starts this year. So yeah, I mean, I think if you get game one, and I don't know how many pitches even like Ishan was at when he came out, and I don't know what Jake's pitch count was. Or how much the bullpen was used in game one. I didn't get to go this weekend, but yeah, I mean, Ovi knows best. I mean, I trust his decisions, and I think the one thing that I was looking at Jake's stats, and it just he's been around the zone, and that's honestly it's what you want. You want the guys to attack hitters. He's only got, I think, 5 walks on the season, so just again, like we talked about the USA team last night versus tonight, like it's just baseball's just a different game. I think there's been outings this year where Ishan, being the guy, he's the ace, he'll tell you, like, I haven't been efficient enough. If we're getting through 4 or 5 innings and we're 80 to 90 pitch count, I've seen a couple guys get to 90 through 5 innings. That's not being efficient. But again, these guys are also what's going on today. I get, again, I'm not trying to make the weather an excuse, and these guys have dealt with it before, and you could see a couple guys be professional, get drafted this year. So, but it's just a challenge mentally for them to get through that stuff. But I don't have a problem with Ovi trying to stretch a guy.
Dixon threw 78 pitches.
Through 5?
Through 5 1/3.
Yeah, that's what he ended with.
And what was the score when he came out? Do you know?
Oof.
No.
No.
Let's see. Earned run. He gave up 3 earned. Yeah, 3-0.
Need a little help. And that's where the questioning the offense and I think that's where this team's going to need to, again, when you can't score runs, it's putting a lot of pressure on those pitchers to be perfect. 3 runs, giving up 3 should be enough, for a team to win a ball game. I've seen that in the past. I've seen the Dogs score offensively, 12 runs and lose a game, 8 runs and lose. There was a Mountain West tournament, a handful of years ago where the score was like 22 or 24-16, and they lost like 16 runs. There's no reason to lose the 6. You know what I mean? When you put up 16, you shouldn't be losing those games. So, for Jake to go, 5+, to give up 3, that's a chance to win a game still. The game's not out of reach. And so, the offense, I think, will find its groove. It's going to take, hopefully not much longer. To be 8-6 right now is solid. 2-3 in conference. Hopefully they can get a nice little sweep here this weekend too.
Yeah, so the Dogs' only RBI on this game was Tyler Davis in the 8th inning, hit a double and knocked in a couple guys. And Davis, he's been impressive to me. I mean, probably more defensively. I mean, he's got a cannon, and I know he's picked off a couple guys, and so I've been really pleasantly surprised with his defense. I mean, I know he's been sitting behind like an All-American for a couple of years, so obviously it's good he's finally getting his chance to shine. And I mean, it does seem like he has some pop. I mean, I watched him hit a home run at San Jose State, and that was a tough rainy day, so not ideal conditions for hitting the ball out of the park. So I do think he's a good force there in the middle, and just getting that consistency going is good. But yeah, it just seems like, man, we've had a good run of catchers here.
No, you're not kidding. We have, and he's been great. I think he was a finalist watch list for the Buster Posey. Yeah. So, and another local product for Memorial. So, the run of catchers has been ridiculous. And I think, again, these guys are all gonna come together. And when it does, hopefully they can go off a little bit and make a little run. And I wanted for Ovi too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I worry of what do they want to see from this program in order for Ovi to be the guy.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, this is a prove it year. So,
and listen, it's a tough year. And I think, but I think hosting the conference is a big plus, and even more to play for. Not that they don't want to win games as it is, but to be able to win the conference tournament at home. I mean, what's more fun than that? I mean, it's an opportunity to go play in the postseason and make a run to Omaha. Like, so there is some things to play for beyond just winning some games here and there. So, to win the Mountain West at home would be sweet. And I think the people would, the crowds that I've been at, the couple games I've been to have been really good, honestly. Even for the weather.
Yeah, game 3. I mean, and I know the number's not right because I think it's tickets sold that they put up there, but it's around 800 people in attendance, they say.
I don't know what we got to do to get more. It's so ridiculous to me. It really is.
Well, how much? I haven't gone to the game yet this year. So how much does it cost for one general admission ticket to get in?
I want to say okay. Well,
like $10, $12.
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't pay for my ticket.
See, okay, so we need to add two more at least to every game.
I did pay for some games last year.
Okay.
I want to say it was like $7 or $8.
Oh, okay.
It really is not bad. It wasn't. It was like, I want to say it was like $7 or $8. So it wasn't over the top. I mean, 800 people to me is just crazy. I mean, you can get that. We get a few 400 or 500 at our high school games sometimes. So, I don't know. Maybe the weather though, right now. Hopefully, as the sun comes out and.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody wants to it's I think of basketball, right? It's just like nobody went because they didn't win.
Right. You win, they will come.
I mean, we've had that with football, right? When football was 1-something, did anybody go to the games?
Just me and Nail.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't gonna let my college years slip away.
That was your time there at school.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Hey, I feel your pain. I never want to see the Dogs struggle ever.
Yeah, well, thankfully, game 3 on the weekend on Sunday, Dogs had a bounce back. I mean, tight game, quick game too. It was under 2 hours. Dogs come away 2-0 with the victory. Really good performance out of Angelo. He went 5 2/3, and total team shutout, which was really good. I mean, tight game. I mean, not a lot of offense going on, so that's not great. But obviously, when the pitching's that good, I mean, you only need a little bit to get it done.
No, it's true. And that's why That's why I'm saying, like, if this team can figure some things out offensively, I mean, they could be one of the top 2, 3 teams in the conference. I know, San Jose State's a pretty good ball club. I know UNLV's got some guys. I think they were they projected to win the Mountain West this season for baseball? I thought I saw UNLV. No,
No idea.
all right.
I don't
But it also too,
win our
like
games.
to lose, to lose that second game of the doubleheader to come back Sunday, to bounce back and get a dub. That's the kind of stuff Ovi's preaching, and I think we mentioned it on Hit or Die. Like after one of the games, I think it was Ohio or Omaha, they had a chance to sweep on Sunday, didn't get it done. They lost a 1-0 game. His first comment to, I forget the reporter, but it was just like, championship teams find a way to win on Sundays or the last games of the series. And so, he's got a high standard.
UNLV was picked to win Mountain West.
Thought
There
I
you
saw.
go.
I wasn't 100% sure. I thought I saw that though.
And then San Jose State number 2, San Diego State number 3, and we were number 4.
And right now, I think it's San Jose State, New Mexico, San Diego, and Fresno are the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of baseball, man. A lot of baseball to play. And listen, tomorrow, Tuesday night, I don't know when this is coming out, but they got to travel to Sac State, who's, they just lost 3 or 4 to Central Michigan, so they're itching to, and then that was at home, so they're probably looking to rebound as well. So there's no easy ball games, and their schedule's not easy either. So I'm looking forward to, seeing these guys again once this offense kind of figures some things out. Could be a good group. Their arms are there, and I think Ovi talked about that from before the season even started. He was excited to see what the innings coming back, what they could do on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in terms of scoring on this game, I mean, it was we scored on a fielder's choice with the bases loaded, so not really cashing in on that opportunity there, and then a solo shot in the 7th inning by Bobby Blandford. So that was the full extent of the offense for that game.
Yeah, take him when you can get them, but Caleb said it earlier. Well, Caleb Nail said it earlier about the theme has been leaving runs on the table, and I've seen that a couple times. Leadoff double here, but followed up by some ABs that didn't get a certain job done, and there's things that you got to do. You can't leave leadoff doubles. You got to cash in on those, and there's been a couple I've seen where it's like, some better ABs, and maybe there's another run or two on the board. So when your offense isn't a juggernaut, you got to do those little things. You've got to sacrifice some ABs. You got to get a guy over. Or Ovi's going to start taking the bat out of guys' hands. If you know what I mean. Here we go. Drag bunt, sack bunt, whatever it is. And those things, hopefully get better in the next couple of weeks. Is again consistency, and these guys adapt to playing a regular, consistent schedule.
Yeah, we left 4 on, so your base is loaded. Was most of it, but Nico also pitched this game. He played center field, and then he pitched. What did he pitch? He pitched 2 innings, and then also Statzer came in and pitched to one guy again and got a fly out. So
yeah, well, and then after that, Hoppy came in for the save. So I mean, our last 3 innings were from guys that started in the field.
Yeah, play
which is
position.
pretty unique.
Yeah, I love that though. I still love that
too.
college guys still do that. You don't see it a lot anymore, but it is fun to see. I didn't even know he pitched a Hoppy until like a week or 2 ago. I didn't even know he was a guy in the back end of that bullpen. So I was thinking this too, going into this series with Nevada, how much did, Buckley's time there and seeing some of these guys, help maybe scouting a little bit for Ovi. And I mean, they have tons of information on all these teams. Ovi is as well prepared as I've ever seen any coach. So, but I'm wondering if a little bit of that helped maybe just on the personal side of knowing certain hitters. I don't know how many guys were a part of that lineup that he'd, seen play in the last couple of year at Nevada. So,
I'll tell you what, we're 7-2 at home, and we got how many in a row? We got Sacramento State, March 15th. That's a win. We have a 3-game series against New Mexico at home. So we got 4 in a row.
And then I think
At home.
they're at UNLV the following weekend. So
Correct.
And at Long Beach State, smashed in between UNLV and New Mexico.
it's not an easy road, man. There's no gimmies in there. There's no layups in there. And these Tuesday games that they're playing, I mean, they're all really good clubs that, test your weekend, your weekend toughness too. So those midweek games are actually really huge if you can steal a couple here and there. I mean, they got Cal Poly, I think, the week after at home. And then I think they have a series with UCSB. So that's going to be in Fresno, I think, too. So that'll be a fun series to go see. So there's some good games on the schedule. If they can win some of these ball games, man, it's only going to help the postseason push. Again, first of all, they're just getting into that tournament. That's number one.
Anything else on Fresno State baseball, guys?
One quick question for Jake. Probably better have you answer this. I mean, so it looks like the Fresno State pitching staff, I mean, they got these like little like wristband deals that coaches are like sending in.
I don't know.
There. What's your thought on that?
I mean, I get it. I think a year or two ago, I saw them using walkie-talkies with the catchers in the earpiece. Actually, I know Chad, they used it at Fresno City last year. It seemed to work well. I mean, everybody's kind of up in arms of the pitching scandal from 2017 with the Astros. So I'm not quite sure how theirs works. I know in the big leagues, like Connor Brogdon says that there's JT Realmuto's voice was recorded and it would play. He would, say what pitch it is, fastball, this spot or something like, and they would tap, these things and it would play through this little thing in their hat and they would hear it. So I just saw these wrist deals. I think the first game I went out to see the Dogs. I seen some colleges on some other games using them. It is what it is. The game is changing, whether I like it or not, and it is what it is. Gonna have to get used to it and accept it.
60 games.
Dodger fan. I think it's you talking shit is what I think it is, and I think Dodger fans should be livid with you, and you should get some heat on it. And if this is on YouTube, leave a comment roasting Caleb Nail and his hatred for the Dodgers. They'll come get you, man. They will.
Hey, what's the saying about, good media or good
all press is good
drama?
press?
Yeah, that's it. We don't care. No, I don't know.
No, we shouldn't care. Who cares? Come get me. I hope the Dodgers lose every game.
There we go.
The best is to think that like only one team was stealing signs. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah, true.
Like I'm not going to say who or what organization, but I've had two people, one very, 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 very affiliated with the one team. And it's never been a guest on our show. So I want to throw that out the window.
So it's not the Red Sox.
No, it is not. Although they did get in trouble for their having to do it. No, it is not. It's a team that likes 60 games. Yeah, just kind of flat out just said there was some shady shit going down. I didn't say a team. You could just assume if you want to. But yeah, there's another one. Not in the Midwest somewhere. I'm not going to name names, but only one team was doing it.
Quick score update. How's the USA doing?
12-1, bottom 5.
When does the mercy rule come into effect?
I would think now it used to be in high school the 5th. So I don't know. Mookie Betts just struck out. It's 2 outs, bottom 5. So I guess after this half inning, we would know if it's over or not. They needed this though, and they needed the 12 runs. Because I think runs allowed. I'm not sure if it's runs scored or allowed that are the tiebreaker.
What's next for Hit or Die and Watch Your Lips?
I don't know, man. Hit or Die, like I said, we're probably going to focus a little more on, or try to, Fresno State stuff. High school's it's just, there's so much. There's a lot of teams, there's a lot of players, a lot of good kids. It's not, when we started, that's kind of what it initially was going to be. It was kind of like Nick Papagni, but just baseball. And
Mhm.
it evolved into something completely different, not because we chose to, it kind of how it happened. So I don't know, man. It's like, you've got guys at ESPN, the ESPN crew does a really good job of covering the local stuff with Paul Metters, and Gabe Camarillo does a good job with everything. And, I don't know how, Fresno State baseball's never really got any major push. They would get, obviously with Paul calling games, but there's nobody that weekly or daily, other than, when you guys get into it, that reps Bulldog baseball. And so we thought, with OV being the guy this year, and uh, outside of him coaching the team, us being just friends already, it was kind of like, let's focus a little more on dogs. And it's been a little challenging. There's been some sickness. Chad's been dealing with, being sick. Kid's been sick, and he gets out there when he can. But hopefully, when the sun starts shining, we can get out there a little more and do more stuff with you guys, man. I love it.
Yeah, man, it's been fun.
And Watch Your Lips, bro. There is no agenda there. There is no plan. Like, it's a free for all. Hopefully you guys can come on and do it. I think next week we'll try to do it.
I'm ready.
Let
me
do it.
know.
You ready, Platz?
Yeah.
It's not a Wednesday.
Well, why not Wednesdays? What are you doing on Wednesdays?
Youth group, church. I'm a youth leader.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
I'm embarrassed. I had no idea.
You couldn't tell.
Why didn't you warn me? Now, why didn't you warn me?
You don't need to
I'm
change
acting like
yourself to
I'm like a hooligan over here.
That's okay.
Pletz you should be radiating the Holy Spirit right now, Pletz. He shouldn't have to ask. I'm just kidding.
Well, if you watch the last Watch Your Lips, there's the amount of forgiveness I need. I would need a whole week.
Hey, he died and rose again, baby. That's
I know. No,
It's
dude, it's fun. Like, it's not tied down to anything. We talk about whatever. We talk about any topic. We talk a lot of football, NFL, fantasy, baseball here and there. We talk random stuff. Again, one of the topics last week, Caleb Pletz, is who decided bad words were bad? Like, who
that's true. I don't even know.
Like, who was it that said, like, you could say poop, but you can't say shit. You can't say crap, but you can't say shit.
Right.
Like, who determined the F word who said that's a bad word? Why is that a bad word? Who was the guy that, all right, here's the list.
It wasn't a guy.
You know the answer to this?
I'm just telling you, Nate. I don't know. I'll stop. Go ahead. You tell.
No, I genuinely asked the question on the podcast. Like, who determined bad words were actually bad?
I think any word can be bad. It depends on how it's used.
Well, the F word, we come to the conclusion on Watch Your Lips, it could be the most versatile word in the English language, and you're not. It's frowned upon.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to go listen to it.
Do it your own will. Okay. Don't judge me when you're done. Okay.
No judgment
Jake,
here.
Too late. Too late.
Oh, you've had me on twice, so you guys got to like me a little bit.
We do. We love that you love the dogs and love Ovi, so that is awesome. And we're here for pulling for the dogs. And Caleb, you and I both need to actually get to a baseball game this year.
Well, yeah, we should go.
Definitely. It's almost too. See, this is probably how a lot of people feel about football. But like, now that like a lot of the games on the Mountain West Network, it's like, I don't need to go to the game.
No,
like,
100%.
I can just watch on my phone. And so it's like, I'm almost not incentivized to go to the game because like I just got on my phone. Like, I don't have to drive all the way there, which is probably what most people say about football. And I'm like yelling at them, like, go to the game. Like, we need to get people in the stands. And so I'm not even listening to my own advice there.
No, I mean, I get it. I've been there. Like, with kids, it's hard. It's challenging to make as much stuff as you want to make. I try to go, like I said in the past, on Sundays, day game. The kids don't nap anymore. I can't get them out there late, Friday nights, even though those are the juicy matchups with the aces. But it's also way different than football. Like football's got 6 home games for the entire season.
Sure.
The Dogs could play 4 games at home in a week, and it's hard for people now with, and you got high school baseball is always, pretty big in this area. And there's a lot of good high school teams. They take, some of those crowds on Tuesdays and Fridays. So, I mean, it's a good product, man. And it's a nice facility, even though it does need a little bit of help. It's still a nice ballpark. It's still a fun atmosphere. And I encourage anybody, if they have the opportunity to get out there, just go out there, make 5-6 innings. It's a good time, man. I enjoy it. And the guys come out after the games, meet with kids and sign baseballs and stuff like that. So you get your money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. And we got 4 opportunities this week. So get out the Red Wave. Let's go watch some baseball.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless you guys. And as always, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.